This is season 4 of Weekly Budget Builds, guys. Sorry we've been out of here. We got school going on, work, all kinds of careers going around here. So we got this new vehicle. I just purchased. It's a 2012 Caprice. It has a 6-liter V8. It's built in Australia. We have a intake that we're going to put on it. A little bit different from your normal cold air intake. It's a OTR, over-the-radiator intake, so it comes straight off the engine in front of the radiator and everything. So we're going to give you guys a video and show you guys what it's like before and after and how to install this. So we're going to show you guys what it sounds like before we get this intake on here. We'll show you starting up a few revs from up here and from the tailpipes. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to start removing the old intake, and then we're going to open the box and show you guys what comes in the new parts. Alright guys, so what we're doing now is we're unbolting the radiator supports for this intake kit. We actually have to tilt the radiator back, and it comes with all the brackets to do that, so we'll show you when we get that unboxed. Alright, so we got the intake kit right here. It's from VCM Performance. They're based out of Australia. This was a pretty reasonably priced kit. Like, go ahead and go to their website, check out the stuff they got. They got all kinds of stuff. So these are some of the panels that's going to clean up the engine bay. I think there's 3 of them. This one actually goes over where the old air box goes to cover up that big hole. There's the other side of the radiator. There's one of the lines that go into the intake. It's one of the vent tubes, breather. Here's the actual intake itself. And I'm pretty sure it comes with it's got a K&N filter in there and everything. There's the back of it. There's one of the boots that convert from here to a little smaller for your throttle body. There's where your breather tube goes. Here's some band clamps for you. So this kit comes with 2 different types of brackets for your radiator, depending on what month. For your pre-2012, post-2012, it was this one's actually made in October, so we're going to go ahead and go with these brackets. One of them, it just goes around right here, like that. And it comes with these little washers type plastic. Just goes into those factory holes that are already there. Goes like that, and then you take the bolt that you had on the radiator support, just line it up. Just like that, and we'll tighten it up, and we'll go ahead and do the other side. It's just the same way. So we're going to start putting this boot onto the intake, assembling everything. This is our mass airflow. Take the old boot off. Make sure you got the arrow on the mass airflow pointing into the engine. There's one of our clamps. And then make sure that the connector is to the driver's side. That's where our connector is. So what we're going to do, we're going to tighten this up. We're going to put this boot on here. This is for the vent coming out of your valve cover. And then we're going to put this onto here. Put a clamp on it and tighten it up. And then we'll slide this into place and start putting the covers on. Alright, so we got this all installed and everything. It was a little tricky getting the wiring with the mass airflow to connect. I'm going to eventually get in a little extension for that, but I had to take off a little piece under the power steering reservoir, and then it clipped right in. It's just fine. So we're going to start installing these panels. This is where the old airbox goes. This goes down in there. These go up here. Some nice covers. So we'll go ahead and get that going. Alright, so we got all these covers done. They just pop right on, push the pins in, and that's it. So again, on my year, or not the year, but the month that it's made, it actually calls for us to trim. It says in the instructions right here. And it's actually hitting the headlight, so we're going to go ahead and use these metal shears and trim this piece of plastic. Get more snaps than anything. I guess that will do it. Go ahead and see how it fits down in there. This one was the trickiest. And it lines up with this hole down here. And we'll take the airbox nut that we had from earlier, thread it on right here. And then there's a torque screw from the old airbox that will go right in there. Alright, so we got this intake all installed. Overall, it probably took an hour. We weren't really trying to race or anything, but we got everything put together. It was pretty clean. There's a few things that kind of, these clips were a little bit sketchy. I'd like those to be a bit cleaner. One of the radiator mounts, it's a little sketchy, but it's okay. Like I said, eventually we're going to have to get a new mass airflow plug. I'd like to have that a little longer, take the stress off these wires. But we're going to go ahead and fire it up for you guys, give you guys a little sound before and after. Alright, so we're out here and we're going to do a driving test after we got this new intake on. We should get a little different sound coming out of the engine bay. Yeah, it's quite a bit louder in here. That's going to wrap up this week's budget builds. Next week I have some spark plugs and wires for the Caprice that might need to be done. But the reason we made this video is because the instructions that came with this, they were kind of set up like a comic book. It's kind of a little funny, and I mean, nothing wrong with it, but we just wanted to do a little deeper explanation to show you guys how to install that. So thanks for watching, subscribe, like the video, and see us next week with that 2012 Caprice.